right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Adjusting to a new life, the Ukrainian family that fled their homeland.
It's a lot of stress, and it's a culture shock and language barrier and all this, so to have somebody that can help, I know it's huge.
How they're settling in with some help from the community. A rally for the rep, why a St. Louis legend is helping to raise money for this local theater. But first,
it was a calm day and really not all that different from Saturday, minus no rain, but the wind is going to pick up overnight. How high it gets on Monday and what the wind chill is by early afternoon.
good evening, I'm Mike Bush. It's not beginning to look a lot like Christmas, but you may want to get that extra blanket out of the closet. Some chilly temperatures are on the way, finally, at least for a short time. We're joining Gary Frank for our Weather First forecast. Gary?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. You know, self-admittedly, I'm so used to it being so warm in December, the amount of days I've been playing golf and being outdoors, not having to worry about that extra layer. Tomorrow morning, you really will need it. There have been a small handful of days, and I think tomorrow morning, you don't really feel like it right now. It's not windy outside. We look at the airport, but when you wake up tomorrow morning, as we transition away from that cloud cover and that storm system, we're going to see a rush of a nice northwesterly breeze, which is going to not only drop our temperatures a little bit, but the wind is really going to pick up, and it is going to be downright chilly. You see those temps right around freezing. That's not all that bad. It's 38 here locally, but the wind right now is quiet. It's starting to pick up a little bit more to our north, and that's what we'll see start to settle in overnight. So I want you to prepare for the week ahead. One very cold day, and that's tomorrow, especially with the wind. The temperatures are about the same, though, after that. We rebound quickly, and then we transition to a wet Christmas, not a white Christmas. So tonight, 31, much colder. We'll start to see gusts over 25 miles an hour as early as sunrise. So we'll talk about what that makes it feel like when talking about the teens and 20s and that wind chill. And I'll look ahead at our way too early Christmas forecast as well.
All right, Gary. After his recent visit to the United States, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is returning home. This comes as an aid package is still stalled in Congress. Ukrainian forces are struggling to make progress in their counteroffensive against Russia. A senior U.S. military official says they will only be able to hold on for a couple more months without further aid. In the meantime, the European Union has agreed to open talks about Ukrainian membership to the group. Our refugee family from Ukraine is living in St. Peters. We first introduced you to them last Sunday, only hours after they stepped off the plane at Lambert Airport. Tonight, Annie Kroll reports on how the family is settling in and their hopes for the future.
A small group of individuals and a small church. And I just cannot believe that we did this.
On Sunday morning in Bridgeton, Missouri, the Prokotov family from Ukraine finally got to meet the congregation that fundraised and sponsored their move from the war zone in Kyiv to St. Peters.
If the mom and dad maybe wouldn't feel comfortable coming over here just themselves, but the kids are so excited and they're so happy and joyful, and it's a positive experience for the kids, so I think it'll be a positive experience for the parents too.
John Calvin Presbyterian Church has raised more than $15,000 for the Ukrainian family now living in St. Peters, but their goal is to raise $24,000 to pay for 10 to 12 months of rent and utilities.
Of course, it's a new life, so they want to, it seems like they're going to build the whole new thing, because Oleg has a lawyer degree, he has a law degree, and they had their own photo studio, but here they trying to do something totally different.
Their 3 children are starting school on Tuesday. Someone from the school will be visiting their home here to show them where the bus stop is. For now, though, 5 donated bikes from Southside Cyclery allows the family to explore their new neighborhood, away from the missiles and rockets.
Both parents actually are going to be able to have a bike and bring their kids out and get out together as a family and be active. So we think that's something that's going to be really amazing.
If it's biking, running, something like that, it's something that's common no matter where you are in the world. So it's just one way that we can show our welcome to this St. Louis area is through bikes. And it's something that they can easily understand because they love biking.
Reporting in Bridgeton, Annie Kroll, 5 on Your Side.
And if you're interested in helping this family, you can visit this story on KSDK.com. Israeli Defense Forces say they've found the, quote, biggest Hamas tunnel in Gaza, close quote. According to the Israeli military, it's about 2.5 miles long, equipped with electricity and communication systems. Meantime, in Tel Aviv, there have been dozens of protests over the weekend following the killing of 3 Israeli hostages by the IDF. People are demanding the release of the remaining hostages held by Hamas. In a recent news conference, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu suggested talks to secure their release are ongoing. Earlier today, Creve Corps officers responded to threatening messages to local synagogues. According to police, these messages implied that there were explosives inside the buildings. Creve Corps and St. Louis County officers and K-9 units searched through them and found no safety concerns for now. Investigators are trying to figure out who sent the messages and if they're related to similar threats made around the U.S. Early this morning, a woman was killed in a crash in South St. Louis City. She was traveling westbound on Germania, not far from Sharp. She lost control of her vehicle and struck a concrete pillar by the River de Pere walkway. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are still investigating the crash, and we're still working to find out the name of the victim. Another accident today, this one in North St. Louis, left a second person dead. The driver was heading south at the roundabout to Halls Ferry Road and Lewis and Clark Boulevard. Police say she died after going the wrong way into Halls Ferry Circle and then hitting a utility pole. She was pronounced dead there. Her name has not yet been released. Anheuser-Busch is responding to a recent vote that authorizes a strike at the company. 99% of the Teamsters union working for the brewing giant voted in favor of a strike yesterday. The union says if the company doesn't agree to a new contract by February, about 5,000 workers will strike. A spokesperson for Anheuser-Busch said it's committed to negotiating with union members and hopes to reach an agreement that rewards the, quote, talent, commitment, and drive of its employees. New tonight, the theater community came together with the help of celebrity actor John Goodman for a special benefit performance to support the historic Repertory Theater of St. Louis. The theater is in desperate need of financial donations to keep going. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski reports on the people trying to save this St. Louis institution.
The Repertory Theater of St. Louis, known lovingly as the Rep, has a special and historic place in the wide-ranging theater scene of St. Louis.
The cool thing is that it's a thrust stage, meaning that folks sit on almost all sides of the space. You get really close to the actors and you can see all the magic happening up close, which you really can't do at a lot of theaters.
Longtime season ticket holder Marcia Birnbaum says the connection between the actors and the audience is so personable and memorable.
The fact that it's not a big stage and it's intimate and can do smaller productions just as well as on a bigger stage. Acting is always first rate. The production values here are wonderful.
For nearly 60 years, it's been the home of St. Louis area creators, musicians, builders, actors, and actresses like Carmen Garcia, starring in their current show, It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm first generation Mexican American. My parents came here a bazillion years ago. And so it's wonderful to be able to come and be a representative for those kids, sometimes the little brown kids, that maybe don't have some place to go to see their faces on stage.
Like many theaters, the pandemic hit the Rep hard. Managing director Danny Williams says they need to raise $2.5 million just to keep going.
We've seen slower return of audiences. We've also seen some corporations and other funding sources go away.
To build that back up, they reached out to the community for a special benefit rally performance featuring actor John Goodman, who auditioned for a role at the Rep early in his career and didn't get cast, only to go on and support the community where it all started for him.
And if I get kicked out of class for disturbing people, they would send me to the library and I would read plays. I have no idea why, but that's why it's a little spooky. It was supposed to be.
Reporting in Webster Groves, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
And after tonight, they announced they are very close to their goal, but it's only the first phase. The Rep says you can support them by simply coming to a show or donating online, and we do have a link on our website, KSDK.com. Coming up, one family's Christmas miracle thanks to the doctors and nurses at St. Louis Children's Hospital.
We wouldn't be here without them. They feel like a second family to us.
The premature baby that beat the odds and is going home for Christmas.
A push of this very cold air is going to settle in here over the next 24 hours. How long it stays with us and why we're already monitoring warmer trends for the rest of the week.
Making a Difference is sponsored by Midwest Bank Center.
There is no place like home for the holidays, and that's especially true for families that haven't been home in a long time. As you'll learn in tonight's Making a Difference report, one Missouri family has been at St. Louis Children's Hospital for almost a year, but they just got the best Christmas gift ever. At St. Louis Children's Hospital, the chorus of medical machinery is often the melody of hope. And in the neonatal intensive care unit, metronome-like monitors keep time with the fragile heartbeat of little Evie Statler.
She says, I'm beautiful. Oh.
She's been in the hospital in the neonatal intensive care unit her whole life.
Born prematurely in March at just 23 weeks, doctors in Cape Girardeau rushed to save both mom and baby.
It was very scary. Getting rushed back to OR, I wasn't sure if I would make it or if she would make it.
It all happened so fast. It's kind of like a dream a bit.
Or a nightmare.
A nightmare.
Evie weighed just 14 ounces at birth. To give her the best chance, she was transferred to Children's,
You big girl.
where Dr. Melissa Riley would be her guide through the storm.
It's one thing to survive, but to survive without complications, that's even more rare. The lungs are often very immature, the intestines are very immature, very prone to infection because the immune system's very immature. Oh.
In the chaos of the months that followed,
He's so cute.
Evie's dad found solace in a therapy not found in medical textbooks. He paints his emotions on canvas.
Through good times and bad times, I've always used painting as kind of, my crutch or whatever.
In fact, one of his paintings was accepted and is now on display at the 39th Annual Art St. Louis exhibition. It's titled Waiting for Her Arrival, which he says signifies hope.
When you're expecting someone special to come to your home, you kind of tidy it up. You put the flowers in the vase and then you just wait for them to arrive. And so that was like a hope.
And now that hope isn't just a wish.
Whoa.
It's taking root.
What we've seen over the last several weeks is this slow, steady, beautiful progress, and her development is blossoming.
The family just unwrapped an unexpected Christmas present. Dr. Riley told them that Evie can go home for the holidays.
We've been doing this for the better part of the year, and for the timing to line up with Christmas, it's like symbolic almost, she is our gift.
For 9 months, the Statler family has been on a harrowing ride of emotions, but now they're poised to get off the roller coaster with tears of gratitude for the doctors and nurses.
We wouldn't be here without them. They feel like a second family to us, and they're amazing. They've been a light in our lives. See, look, I got all this love behind me.
There are still challenges ahead for little Evie,
He's so big and strong.
but this family is brushed with hope, painted by resilience, and cherishing what they believe is a Christmas miracle.
It'll be the best Christmas gift to have her home.
Evie and her family will be headed home to Cape Girardeau sometime this coming week. And a reminder, if you know someone making a difference for others, let me know by email at mbush@ksdk.com. Today, the Granite City Police and Fire Departments came together to host Shop with a Hero. That's an event to help brighten the holiday season for kids in the community. Officers gave each of them a $250 gift card to spend on whatever they wanted at Walmart, plus some food to take home. Lieutenant Jeremy Hunter says that this event can impact the officers even more than the kids.
It humanizes the job. You know what I mean? When they see us with the badge and the gun and all that, we're just people underneath here, and I think this is a good way for us to connect with the smaller, the kids in our community, so they realize that we're just people. It's just a job. Under this vest, I'm just Jeremy.
The event also featured a special visit from Santa. Meteorologist Gary Frank rejoins us now with that weather first forecast and talk of an earthquake in Illinois.
Yeah, it seems like we've had a few people that felt it. Obviously, we didn't feel it downtown. Doesn't mean you didn't. We had it as near as Belleville and Alton. It was a 3.2 earthquake near just about southwest of Mount Vernon. I'll show you where it is specifically and how far away it is. I mean, it's about 70 miles away, so you didn't feel it necessarily in downtown, but some people might have. But I want to show you specifically where this was, just southwest of Mount Vernon here. And it was about a 3.2 earthquake, 6-mile depth. This was about 10:10. So if something moved around a little bit or you felt something around in the area, probably between 30 to 45 miles away, you could probably feel it, or at least we've seen some online reports. So certainly share that with us if you've seen it. Just want to keep you posted here since it is 11 o'clock at night. You wonder what that was going on. Now let's focus on what happened today, because it was cloudy throughout most of the day. And it was easy to stay inside, but we haven't had really all that cold air. Even if it was cloudy and that rain moved out, our weather didn't change a whole lot. And once we cleared out, that's going to set the stage for some changes. And you can see where that snow is behind it. And that's going to be responsible for some pretty good snow here into the northeast as it combines with that moisture. But we're not going to really deal with any of that. But you'll notice how cold it is. 19, mid-20s, low 30s. That's what's settling in. It's going to work its way in closer to us. Right now, we are cooler, that's for sure, but the wind's still on the light side. 38 degrees, we got to 46 today. 44 our normal, but the big difference is 42 was our low. We've gone down to 38. So for the next hour or two, we'll probably see that drop a little bit, but still above average. Our average temperature so far, 46.1. That's the 9th warmest all time through 16 days. Tomorrow that takes a hit. We'll add the wind. It's going to feel like it's in the teens. I can't stress this enough. It's going to feel very cold tomorrow in comparison to what we're going to see in the next few days and what we have experienced. A pretty steady wind tomorrow. Temps will struggle to get to 40. We have gusts upwards of 35 miles an hour. We're sandwiched in between that cold air and that high out west. That's eventually going to kind of moderate, and we'll see a few disturbances settle in for the next few days. Then eventually, as we get close to the weekend before Christmas, we'll start to see opportunities for rain here and there, cloud cover and chances for rain here and there. And that's actually good news for us. At least better opportunities for rain, over an inch as possible as it's more active. But if we look way ahead to Christmas, we're starting out at 8 o'clock with 51 degrees, 54 at noon, and 56 and mild with rain on Christmas Day. So we get to 37 tomorrow with a cold wind. We're 20 on Tuesday morning, and we got a steady diet in the 50s all the way through Christmas, even the 26th. And then I think things change for the winter.
We are on the move. You know, checking the boxes on your holiday gift list is probably top of mind when you hit the stores, but keeping an eye towards safety is important too. I wanted to see what the pros in mall security would suggest to remember this holiday season.
Like with any parking lot, you always want to lock your car. You don't want to leave your valuables and your packages visible in your car, and you want to stay aware, right? So you want to be not focusing on your phone or have your headphones on.
Tammy says to be on the alert when you're walking out with packages, but how about your vehicle too? According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, parking lots and garages will account for more than 10% of all property offenses.
Our security officers are inside and outside the mall all the time. So you'll see security vehicles driving around the parking lot during all parts of the day. We also work closely with law enforcement.
And what about your safety if you're one of the estimated 142,000 retail workers in St. Louis?
Safety for everyone on our property is very important. We always encourage our mall employees to leave the mall in groups if they can. We also have our security. They do a safety patrol at night when the mall closes so that they are in strategic locations.
Awareness is key. That's one of my commonly used phrases each morning on Today in St. Louis. Paul Cook, 5 on your side.
Coming up, only about a week left till Christmas, what people are putting off till the last minute. Well, shoppers flocked to the City Foundry in Midtown today to get some of that last-minute holiday shopping done. Today was their last winter market pop-up event. There, dozens of vendors represented hundreds of local artists and crafters. Store owners like Jillian Flash with Union Studios says the shopping season started a little late for them, but now they're gaining more traction. And she says this year caught some shoppers off guard too.
Oh gosh, everybody is out in force right now. I think being down to 10 days, it's like, Christmas is here. I got to get my shopping done. The weather was warm for a really long time and Thanksgiving was early, so I think Christmas snuck up on a lot of people.
According to Bankrate, about 72% of shoppers will visit small businesses looking for those last-minute gifts. And shopping isn't the only thing people are doing last minute. There's also, of course, last-minute travel. Lambert Airport, by the way, is expecting more than 143,000 travelers to walk through its gates between tomorrow and December 26th. They're projecting that the busiest travel days will be on the 21st, 22nd, and then the day after Christmas. The airport is expecting to see an upwards of 17,000 people on each of those days. Christmas Eve is actually expected to be the least busy travel day. Tonight, a St. Louis holiday tradition came back to Enterprise Center. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra is back with their show called The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. There were two performances today. One started at 2:30, the other at 7 p.m. Hundreds gathered to watch them live in concert tonight, but for some, it was the first time. Others have been coming back for nearly a decade.
This is our first time, but I've been a fan of TSO for a long time, so that's why we decided to come this year.
Yeah, it's our favorite Christmas music, so we're really excited.
It's an amazing show. It's different every single year. It makes my house feel like Christmas.
Every year we say, well, we're going to skip it, but then whenever it gets close to Christmas, it's kind of like, no, let's go.
The rock opera has been a holiday staple for many since 1999. Looking for some more holiday events happening in your neighborhood? Just text the word holiday to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link.
How are you?
The season finale of The Voice is just around the corner. What we can expect to see from Missouri's own Ruby Lee. She yodeled her way into the hearts of many during her audition for The Voice back in September, and tomorrow, Ruby Lee will sing for her life in the two-day finale. The 16-year-old country artist from Foley will go up against four others for America's vote. Tomorrow, she'll sing one up-tempo number and then a slower dedication song. To round out her journey on the show, she'll sing a duet with her coach, Reba McEntire. That's on Tuesday. And you can watch The Voice finale right here on 5 on Your Side. That starts tomorrow night at 7. And there you have it, a late edition of 5 on Your Side at 10. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. And now, here's Corey with Sports Plus.